Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Ehsan, and in today's video we're going to take a look at another IELTS reading example from this book, Cambridge 15 Test 1 Reading Passage 3. The questions that I cover in this video is multiple choice. It is better for you to have a pencil and take notes and turn off any distractors such as your cell phones to have your full concentration. I'm going to give you some tips and strategies to deal with this kind of problem. And it is a good idea to have a smile on your face and have a positive feeling, especially during your IELTS exam. But if you're new here, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and also the notification bell, so whenever I upload a new video, you'll be aware of it. Let's jump into it. As always, I split the page into two halves. On the left hand side, you can see the passage, and on the right hand side you can see the questions relating to this passage. Question 27 till 32, these are the questions I cover in this video, and this is the passage. What is exploration? So this is about exploration. So these are multiple choice questions, and these are really hard ones to answer, especially when it comes to passage 3, which is the difficult ones. So what are the strategies that I look for the answers for this type of questions? First, don't go through the answers. Just read the question and highlight the keywords, and then go through the passage and locate the answer, read that part, and then come back and find your answer. But in these particular questions, normally the questions and answers are in the same order, and when it comes to passage 3, actually it is some sort of easy to locate the answer, and more than 90% of the time they go from one paragraph to another. For example, for 27, paragraph 1, 28, paragraph 2, and so on and so forth. These are the orders. But because this is a passage 3, understanding the paragraph or sentences are so much difficult, so you have to go through it more than once while you're practicing it to make your mind ready. But because this is a whole passage that we're going to cover, and I'm going to cover the rest of the questions in another videos, it is better to leave these questions in the end after the other questions. Okay, so bear that in your mind. So question 27, the writer refers to visitors to New York. Visitors to New York, visitors to New York. So this is the key word to illustrate the point that first, locate where is New York. New York is completely obvious in the passage with the capital. This is it. This is New York. So the answer lies in this paragraph 1. And it's about visitors to New York. Visitors. Maybe they may be somehow paraphrase visitors. I don't know, maybe travelers or tourists. You have to familiarize yourself with the paraphrasing in IELTS exam. All the parts of IELTS exam is about just paraphrasing. So here it says that we are all explorers. Our desire to discover and then share that newfound knowledge is part of what makes us human. So we could be visitors, okay? And our desire to discover and then share the newfound knowledge is part of what makes us human. It's part of what makes us human. It's about our nature. So you could find the answer, I think, based on this one sentence. Let me take a look at it. Exploration, so it's about explorers and exploration, okay, is an intrinsic element of being human. That's exactly what it says in this paragraph. So until now we can locate the answer based on this, and the answer is option A. So sometimes you had to go through the paragraph and find what is it that that has a lot of repetition in the answer. So our desire to discover. This knowledge is part of what makes us human. So it's about the nature of human being. And of course, this is about exploration. As at the beginning, it says that we are all explorers. These are all the signs of these answers. So question 28. According to the second paragraph, you see paragraph 1, then paragraph 2. So here, this is it. What is the writer's view of explorers? What is the writer's view of explorers? Over the years, we've come to think of explorers as a peculiar breed, different from the rest of us, different from those of us who are merely well-traveled. Even and perhaps there is a type of person more suited to seeking out the new, a type of caveman more inclined to risk venturing out. That, however is important, doesn't take away from the fact that we all have this inquiring instinct even today. Most of the times you can locate the answer after the kind of vocabulary such as but, however, whereas. These kind of vocabularies are really important in IELTS exam. Doesn't take away from the fact that we all have this inquiring instinct even today, and that in all sorts of professions, whether artists, marine biologists, or astronomers. Borders of the unknown are being tested each day. So their discoveries have brought both benefits and nothing about benefits and disadvantages. Their main value is in teaching others. No, not at all. They act on an urge that is common to everyone. They act on an urge. Inquiring instinct means urge that is common to everyone. It is common to everyone. We all. From the fact that we all have this, which means that these are just common to everyone. So this is the answer for this question. Option C is the answer, is the right answer. Okay, and please go through my IELTS keyword table video. I identify this kind of paraphrasing. For example, urge means inquiring instinct. Common to everyone means we all have these kind of things. These are really important to identify this kind of paraphrasing. Question 29. The writer refers to a description of Ejon his to suggest that. Find Ejon his. This is Ejon his, and as you can see, pretty straightforward, paragraph by paragraph. So Thomas Hardy set some of his novels in Ejon his, a fictional area of uncultivated land. This is about uncultivated land, and used the landscape to suggest the desires and fears of his characters. So Hardy was writing about his own no. Hardy was mistaken about no. Hardy's aim was to investigate people's emotional states. Where it is? The desires and fears of his characters. You see the first sentence, you're gonna locate your answer. This is pretty straightforward and easy. So option C. As you can see, if you go through each paragraph by paragraph, you can easily find your answers. It's not that much difficult. In the fourth paragraph, so here this is first, second, third, and this is our fourth paragraph. The writer refers to a golden age. What is golden age means? And where it is? This is golden age. You see? So here it says that in this book about the exploration of the Earth's surface, I have confined myself to those whose travels were real and who also aimed at more than personal discovery. But important to notice, that still left me with another problem. The word explorer has become associated with the past era. We think back to a golden age as if exploration peaked somehow in the 19th century, as if the process of discovery is now on the decline, though the truth is that we have named only 1.5 million of only 1.5 million of this planet's species, and there may be more than 100. Let me just check the book. More than 10 million. More than 10 million, and that's not including bacteria. We have studied only 5% of the species we know. We have scarcely mapped the ocean floors and know even less about ourselves. We fully understand the workings of only 10% of our brains. So, the amount of useful information produced by fewer people are interested in exploration. Recent developments have made exploration less exciting. We are wrong to think that exploration is no longer necessary. This is the answer. Because we only know just the 10% of our brains, of our we have studied just only 5% of the species. So option D is the right answer. Now question 31. In the 6th paragraph, this one was the 4th, forget about number 5. So this is the 6th paragraph. When discussing the definition of exploration, the writer argues that here, just take a look at the last line of the previous paragraph. To him, exploration meant. So this last sentence are talking about the meaning of exploration, and here it says that each definition is slightly different. So the definition is about exploration, and actually the whole passage is about what is exploration. So this definition refers to the exploration. The writer argues that, so the definition is in the first sentence. Each definition is slightly different and tends to reflect field of endeavor. Endeavor means try hard, of each pioneer. People tend to relate exploration to their own professional interest. This is the right answer, but in order to have some sort of confirmation, you can read the rest of the paragraph. It was the same whoever I asked. The prominent historian would say exploration was a thing of the past. The cutting-edge scientist would say it was of the present, and so on. They each set their own particular criteria, the common factor in their approach being that they all had, unlike many of us who simply enjoy travel or discovering new things, both a very definite objective from the outset and also a desire to record their findings. So this means that yes, exploration to their own professional, it relates to their own professional interests. Okay, and now in the last paragraph, so this is the last paragraph, the writer explains that he is interested in what? Find this, or anything in paraphrase of this. Interested in what? This is important. I'd best declare my own bias. As a writer, I'm interested in, this is it. I'm interested in the exploration of ideas. I've done a great many expeditions and each one was unique. I've lived for months alone with isolated groups of people all around the world, even to uncontacted tribes. But none of these things is of the slightest interest to anyone unless through my books. So, how someone's personality is reflected in their choice of places to visit? No, I don't think so. The human ability to cast new light on places that may be familiar, Maybe it could be how travel writing has evolved to meet changing demands, the feelings that writers develop about the places that they explore. So we should moving on. To my books, I found a new land, explored a new idea. This is about new places, capitalize on the places that are familiar. Why? Because the world has moved on. The time has long passed for the great continental voyage, another walk to the poles, another crossing of the empty quarter. We know how the land surface of our planet lies. Exploration of it is now down to the details. The habits of microbes, say, or the grazing behavior of buffalo, aside from the deep sea and deep underground, it's the era of specialists. However, this is to disregard the role the human mind has in conveying remote places, and this is what interests me. How a fresh interpretation, even of all well-traveled route, can give us readers new lights. You see, this is the answer. How a fresh interpretation, even of all well-traveled route. This means that the travel to the place these are really familiar can give its readers new insights. New insight, cast new light on. This is mean can give readers new insights. These are the paraphrase. So option B, and of course it is some kind of hard to find the answer because you had to go through all the paragraph to the last sentence. So this is really need your reading comprehension skills. This is not just easily find the answer. You had to increase your speed to understand the passage. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you like it. If that's the case, please give me a thumbs up and share this video with your friend. I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.